Hello everyone, welcome back to Avalon game project. Today's day 8 of our project. Yesterday we worked on the team selection state. We introduced this on enter and on exit hook and implemented the skeleton of round service and implemented the team selection state. Let's refer back to the documentation. So once that's done, our next state is round voting state and quest voting state. Let's see if we can finish these two today. If not, hopefully just one. Okay. Let's again create a new file. This is called RoundVotingState. In here, let's create a new one. Okay. We don't have assassination. Let's not. Let's create it when we need it. So we have round voting and mission voting. So of course, let's create a class. Round voting state inherits the state class. Wait. Yep. And let's add all the good stuff. Round voting handle, and this is not self rather than state. Okay, state. So let's think about what happens when we do this. So it transitions from team selection state and transitions to either quest voting or team leader assignment. So this introduces a new problem, which is that the next state we have been adding to the constructor as being a single parameter. Now we might need two different subsequent states, and with two subsequent states, this also introduces a new problem, which is how do we determine which state do we want to return? So do we want to do we want to accept a logic, or what do we want to do? Do we want to create a success or failure state? Like, if, say for example, if round voting is successful, we go to quest voting, and if it fails, we go to team leader assignment. But that or what we can do or what we can do is to pass in a map of, so basically we're passing a next state provider. We cause the next state provider using the game ID, and but the thing is, again, we're in a state machine. Like, we don't have to abstract the state too much. Like, if we know the round voting state accepts two state, we can simply just say that if the round voting is successful, we want the next state to be team, to be quest voting, and if it fails, to be team leader assignment. All we have to do is to add a new optional parameter, and this will know. But as for quest voting, I think it is similar, because it knows if it should goes back to team leader assignment or the game end state. So let's just keep things simple. Let's do a small refactoring of the state parent class. So as you can see, now we have here we have next state. But again, this is a little bit hard, which is this is a little bit annoying, because okay, maybe in the, I wonder, should we, yeah, we must implement this, because it is called, it will be called in the state machine. The only thing we can do something about is the constructor. Here, actually, you know what? I think I'll remove this and leave it to each individual state. I think this is much better, because as you can see here, we implemented literally zero logic about next state. So if the superclass doesn't care about state, why do we want to limit the children classes to must pass in a next state to the parent class, which it doesn't use? I think this is okay refactoring. All we need to do is to go back in this and implement the implemented some of these ourselves. We can actually copy paste this. And leader assignment, we team selection. And so we have these, and we want to make sure that those tests pass. Let's go see the tests, the setup. Actually, once we fix those, all the tests should pass because we didn't change anything because state doesn't initialize itself. All it used is in the child state itself. So actually, you know what? Instead of next state, I am going to refactor this even further. For example, the game setup's next state is the team leader assignment state, and I'm going to name it that. Instead of a state, right? So I am going to refactor this to leader assignment state, and here I'm also going to change leader assignment state, right? Because here in this way we it's much cleaner that it transitions to leader assignment state, and that's it. So, and for leader assignment state, we know its next state is team selection. So, instead of next state, let's refactor that to team selection state, and this is going to be named as team selection state, and this we're going to change it to team selection state. Here let's keep it state because this is implemented from this inherited from the parent class. I think it's cleaner to keep it that way. Format this a little bit. Do we have the I allow the green check, but at work you rarely get this. But so when I'm doing personal projects, always trying to fix everything, every typo, every format issue. So okay, let's take a look at this. So the team selection state next is round voting state. So we're going to rename a few things. So this we're going to name it to round voting state. Round voting state. And of course this we're going to round voting. Okay, so now we have this, and we can finally come back to round voting state. So now instead of so now we no longer have to pass the next state to the parent class, and so the next state is now we accept two states. The first one is team selection leader assignment, leader assignment state. The next one is mission voting state. Okay, so we have this. We already have this round voting leader assignment state. So we can import that, but we do not have this mission voting state. So let's create that just as a skeleton. New Python mission voting state, and we're going to just implement a very simple class without any implementation. Of course, we still have to import this and implement the abstract class, and of course nothing, and we are going to call super mission voting. Yes, state name, import that. Okay, we have everything. Let's come back. Now we can finally import this. Now we have the leader assignment state and the mission voting state here. So handle. So let's actually write this down while we talk about. So this round voting state broadcast the team proposal, and then collect all votes. Transitions from leader assignment state transitions to leader assignment state, or to actually no, this is good enough, or mission voting state depends on the vote results. On enter, broadcast broadcast the team proposal and request for votes. On exit, broadcast the results player and their results, players and their votes. Event, broadcast player has voted, then save the vote. Okay, so a couple of things. Actually, here it's a little bit this has a little bit too much detail because again, the state machine should only care about state, like whether to broadcast or whatever. It is not it's not the issue of the state. It's the problem. It should really belongs. It should really belong to the service. So I'm gonna write this down and maybe simplify this a little bit in the future. But now we can at least look at it and know what to handle. So let's think about events. So what valid event we have? So at this point, we already have, so the previous state, the leader assignment state, already requested already requested the leader assignment, the team leader to how should we divide the team selection? Oh, team selection, that's why. So the team selection state should already have should broadcast the team proposal. I wonder if it should broadcast that. It really should be, and it's fine. It's fine. On enter, it should notify to submit. So since it already broadcasted the team proposal, the round voting is actually we want to request for votes from everyone. So this should be asking for vote. So yeah, asking for vote, it is a round service. So we want to round the service. Import this. Have this. The service equals round service. Have it here, and have the. One thing we didn't do is to write a test. So yeah, so as you guys can see, we often forget about the tests because we're too excited making changes and everything. But again, in my humble opinion, going into the flow isn't necessarily good, and you definitely are not necessarily more productive while you're in the flow. You feel good, you seem to write a lot of stuff, but what we do is not labor work. We write logic for the computers to execute and for other people to understand. And oftentimes I feel while I'm in the flow, the things I write down, I myself won't necessarily understand very easily. So from a teamwork or even like personal project point of view, writing a lot of things in the flow, then afterwards don't quite understand or remember it in detail might not be that productive, I would say. Anywho, let's start this test round voting state. Again, we can go back, copy all these good stuff, import PyTest. We have the round service, and we have that test around voting state. We want the so actually this should no longer be state. We should have two states also. Okay, let's finish this and think about other tests. So this is no longer just a state. Here, let's actually split the screen in two so that we can look at it. Where's my test? Okay, so now we have the leader assignment state, and then we should have something called mission voting state. Marker, written, yeah. So now we have this. Actually, let's do a spec just to be a little bit fancier. So leader assignment state. Let's import this, and here we have the spec equals to mission voting state, and let's import that. So now we need the too much. Mission voting state, round service. Let's see what we have. Okay, I don't know. Given, of course, we want to create our leader assignment. No, we want to create our round voting state. Given round voting state equals to team state, we have, let's import this. Then we have the leader assignment, mission voting state, and the round service. Yes, when we do not have any logic yet, so we do not care about this. And then let's delete all these because we'll deal with it when it comes to it. At this moment, we just want to know if the name is set properly. So then assert the round voting service dot name equals to state name dot round voting. Nope, this we don't care. Okay, let's enable the auto tests. Oopsies. Team selection state from partially initialized game for team selection state. Where is this? Is it a, okay, fine. I remember now. Oh, my bad. Okay. Okay, instead of, yeah, my bad. Let's go back and change everything again. So what happened? What happened was that we had a circular dependency. So let's look at this. So in the team selection state, we imported the team leader assignment state. That's fine. That's directional. And in the round voting state, we imported team selection state. That's and the team leader assignment state. Now, to initialize to initialize round voting state, we need team selection state, which requires team leader assignment state. But here the team select state also requires round voting state because it's next state. So like this kind of a circular dependency is why we can't, why we have to pass in the next state in the constructor. So I think I made a mistake here. So let's go back and change everything back to state, or else we'll have this circular dependency issue. Okay, definitely not my intention. Around the voting state. So now this becomes state, and this is another state, and okay, now we have everything, and the test should run again. Yes, everything passed now. So let's continue. Here, okay. Here, what we want to do, on enter we request for votes. So this is still, I think, something should belong to the round service. So we call the self round service. No, let's first think about validate the events. What kind of events do we have? The events we want to we should have in the round voting state is for people to submit their vote. So it should be submit vote, or just call vote casted, and that's pretty much it. We only want to receive vote casted event. Okay, so in this case, let's go to the event type and add a team proposal submitted round vote casted equals to round vote casted, and let's actually just mission vote casted just in case. So here we verify that if event type isn't event type dot round dot vote casted raise round voting state expects only round vote casted. Got this. Cool. And then so okay, in this case, let's just verify, add a negative case. So invalid event. So the invalid event should be event. Actually, I'm gonna copy it from the other tests. Give me an invalid event. Okay, I'm gonna copy paste that. And the good stuff is we can even reuse the the event type, which always takes the blame. Okay, I think this should just work. Let's uncomment this. let's add a line. Okay, the function name is handle. We handle this invalid event, and then with the PyTest raises so we don't even know what we haven't even put the name here, so let's do it now. Once we want to, so the self.round service should broadcast round vote request. Oh, actually, this is on enter. We should do this. On exit, we don't know. Let's remove this for now. Oh, what happened? Oh, enter. Yeah, okay. Enter broadcast. Yeah, let's add this. All pretty good. Let's go back. So here, if self.round service is round voted, so this should count if everybody has voted. No, actually, even one more. So we should have, so it also saves the vote for the quest. So here our round service should save vote, handles vote. This is handle, save vote, or create save. So here it should accept a couple of things. So it of course need to know the game ID. It should know the mission number, the round number, and of course the player ID and the vote itself. So I think all these we should get it from the event.payload, and we want to verify if these numbers are okay. I think I want to spend some time. So okay, one thing we can do is to do something like payload equals to event.payload. So this is very dangerous because if payload is, so of course we have to verify it's along the line of, say for example, if event.payload is none, or payload dot get. We can use walrus payload. So what this does is that we still validate via the event payload only when we add one more operation is to assign this value to this payload variable. So it's a two-step operation. It returns the event.payload while creating a payload variable. Payload.get or not payload.get mission number, or wait, why it doesn't recognize it? Okay, actually, let's do something like this. If payload is none, or we can't get to the mission number, or we payload or not, either we don't have mission number or we don't have round number, or we don't have player ID, or we don't have so here this one's quite important, with the reason being the vote might be a boolean, so we can't really use true or false to verify that. Running the round invalid event expects to have expects payload to have mission number, round number, player ID, and vote keys. Got payload. Okay. So we have this. So this is validation. So what we can do is basically we can extract it, but then we'll have to return all these good stuff like 4 variables. Somehow I'm a little bit too lazy to create a data class for that. Okay, let's finish it first. So save vote, let's add this. Round voting state. Yeah, this is only one. So it's round. So first of all, we save the vote. Then we verify if. No, I don't think this should be called a save vote, because think about it, the round service should also be also be broadcasted to everyone that this particular player has voted for this particular round. So let's rename this to handle round vote. And then after that, we always want to verify if this is the last vote casted. So we want to have this is round voted method, which is to verify, which is for verifying if the last person has voted. So if the last person has voted, we want yeah, I think broadcasting the result, I wonder whether it should be the interaction of the next state. So if it would, then we have a problem of leader assignment round team selection. We actually let the team selection to broadcast. Well, actually it's fine. Yeah, I think it's okay. So now it's round voted. If it's voted, I think I'll leave the next round to the mission voting state to handle the broadcasting. But if that's the case, do we want to broadcast? Yeah. So we do broadcast the round vote request. So yeah, that's okay. That's pretty much it. So first of all, let's fix the tests. So if any of the event, well, now the event type is wrong. The event type is wrong. We want to know that the assert round service dot handle round vote. No, actually, assert not called. Okay, there's that, and the things we have, and here in the happy path, of course, we want to have this. We want this event. Now the event is a little bit more complicated because now we have to define a payload. So in this case, no, let's do this first. So a payload will have to have a mission number. So remember I mentioned that the unit tests also acts as a way of documentation. So here is the case, like what is expected as an event payload. Like we listed pretty clearly here. Reading the code is much better than just reading the documentation. So yeah, let's see. Now the round number, we give it a 2. The player ID should be player ID. The vote is true. Yeah, let's do that. So now instead of invalid event, we have a valid event with the type of round vote casted, and the payload is actually a payload. We have the payload and everything. So when we handle the event, next state. Oh, now since we have two returns now, oh, no, we made a huge mistake. So is round voted? So we don't necessarily just go directly into the mission voting state once the round is voted. That is not decided by the round voted. Here, so if it's not voted, do we want to return ourselves or let's return ourselves. Yep. Okay, because if the round is not voted, like not everyone has voted, like we stayed in this state without any change. So now, so once the round is voted, yeah, we want to know if the round is approved. Proposal passed equals to self-run service is proposal passed. Of course, let's add this to it, and this is a boolean. This is a boolean. Handle round vote. This should return none. We don't really care. Broadcast. This is also none. So let's go back here. So now let's do something more quote unquote Pythonic. So return leader assignment state if proposal passed, else mission vote. No, I think it's the other way around. So if it's passed, we want to go to the mission voting state, but if it's not passed, we subsequently want to go back to leader assignment state. Okay. Okay, so now this is the first, so this handle method is so far the most complicated method we have ever encountered. So we want to verify a couple of things. First, we want to make sure that we handle the two happy path the two happy path, which is either the next state is mission voting state or the leader assignment state. So let's just do that first. So voting state, oh, there's another, which is, so actually 3 branches. We either return ourselves or the mission voting state or the leader assignment state. So test round state, so actually in this case, I want to extract these to a fixture called event. I don't even need a marker. Oh. Okay, so okay, now we have the event. Now, so this is the first branch, vote not when vote not when round not voted. Okay, so the round not voted, we have to mark a couple of things. Well, we know that we have a valid event, but for the so we still have to handle the round vote, but is round voted, we want to return false. So here round service dot is round voted, return value is false. This is called a mock. We just set that this function call will always return false, just so that we can come to this branch. So we do this, and what do we assert? We assert that the next state is the round voting state, which is ourselves. The handle round vote assert called once with, it's not event, it's it is the we even need the event.gameID, event.payload, mission number, event.payload, round number, we have event.payload, player ID, and we have event.payload vote, right? So we have these mission, misspelled that. We have these. We know that handle vote is handle round service. You know what? I'm gonna refactor this. Round service, it doesn't handle other vote, so let's just rename it to just handle vote, and it will be changed everywhere. Yep. That handle vote is called by that, and we want to make sure that the round service dot is round voted, assert called once with event.gameID, and that's it. The others, they should not be. So let's actually add one more check. So because this time we assume the round is not voted by everybody, so we don't even want to do this check that is proposal passed dot assert not called, and assert proposal not called. Yep, I think that's pretty much it. So actually, let's copy paste this and go to when round when proposal passed. So when proposal passed, round voted, of course, now returns true, and round service is proposal passed returns true. So we again validate all these good stuff. This of course is called once with event dot game ID, and most importantly, the next state is no longer the round voting state. It is the mission voting state. So tests are passing? Yes, they're passing. Okay, last but not least, let's test the case when the proposal is rejected. So now this passed, this is called false. They all called with the same exact parameter, with the only difference is that the next state now is the leader assignment state. Okay, everything passed. Now we still want to handle the invalid case. So we handle the invalid event. No, it's not only event, it's event type. Invalid event type. But now we want to verify the invalid with invalid payload. So the payload, as you can see, we're saying that we require all these to be true, to be set. So what we can do is to use the last time we used pytest.mark.parameterize. Now it's this is event type. We want the payload key. The payload keys being mission ID, mission number, the round number, the player ID, and the vote. So before we set this in, the payload of course is payload. Oh no, actually we wanted to use event and the invalid event. So the payload equals to event of payload. We don't need a copy because it creates it every time. no, this is not, yeah. So with the payload key set to none. No, actually. Okay, no, it's passed. So what we did here is this test runs 4 times. Oy. Each time it sets this particular key to none, which is what we expected here to throw a value error. And of course the handle vote is not. So I guess we can add all these subsequent functions to assert they're not called. Yeah, why not? Why not? So this dot is round voted not called is proposal pass not called. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Let's add this 2 and verify the tests still pass. Yes. Okay, so here we have a pretty good unit tests. Would let people know, like when they take a look at this, they would know, okay, now there can be 3 branches when it comes to return, and the event type, with the invalid event type, we expect a value error, and if any of these keys in the event payload is set to none, we are going to invalidate. We're going to throw an error. Okay, so I think I'll stop here. I think we did a lot of work today. I think the most importantly we implemented this handle method in the round voting state. We realized that some of the changes we just made caused the circular dependency, so we reverted back to the original type, and we have refactored the state superclass a little bit to provide more flexibility. Cool. So some good work today. See you folks next time. Bye.